All right. So right now we'll have the next session. The next session is from Pramod Chandrasekhar. So let me quickly, introduce him to you, and then I'll hand it over to him. So here we have an expert in learning and development, strategic human resource management, OD, and all of these. He plays various senior leadership roles. He's actively involved in various non-profits. You can look him up in LinkedIn. All the panelists' names, please look them up in LinkedIn. They have a huge profile of achievements, awards, national, international. We don't have time to go through all of that, but a great hooray to all our wonderful panelists. So let me now invite Mr. Pramod Chandrasekhar, who has been a familiar face to many of us. So today he's going to talk about the balancing act between the parent and child when it comes to making career decisions. So tech team, please launch in Mr. Pramod. Thank you so much.
I hope I'm launched, John. Am I launched?
Yes, you are.
PPT launched too? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. It's great fun. It's really great fun. And I just want to reiterate what John said. Just go get your parents and come and try and get them also. You don't walk away. Don't get your parents and walk away and say, this is for you. This is for both parents and kids. Just around 10 minutes. Get them too and balance on the same chair and look into the same phone. It's a rare moment in your history of your family when your parents and you are on the same page. Okay. So please get them right now. Can you just get them and come and just stay for this next 10 minutes? Request your parents also to come. This is for both of you. Once again, don't pull your parents here and go away. Bring them to the chair and you do that parent-child balancing act on the same chair. Okay. At any point of time, if my PPT is not there, just warn me, John, and anyone else, and the fantastic tech team. It was more than a decade ago in a small town in the state of Texas, USA. A family, they decided to go to the big town and just spend the day there and come back. And they did that. They went there and they came back. It was more than an hour's journey. When they came back, it started with the daughter. She said, that was really a boring trip. I wonder why we went there. The father told the daughter, no, I thought, and she said that to the father. Every time the blame comes to the father first, right? She said, why did you take us there? He said, I thought it was your decision. Then they looked at the mother. She said, no, you all decided. So I just came along. I never wanted to go there. And then they turned to the son and they said, you were the one who went and stood out near the car. So I thought you were really eager. And all four of them didn't know who made that decision. Then they turned to a guest who was with them. And the guest said, no, I thought you wanted, this is what you had planned for the day so came, but I really didn't want to go there at all. None of them wanted to go there, but they went and spent the whole day there and they came back. They went and spent the whole day and they came back. Now in psychology, this is called attribution bias. It's a whole field where people, in English, there's a very simpler word for that. It's called assume. And whenever everyone assumed that the other person wanted it, but none of them opened their mouth and clarified, is this what we should do? I don't like it or I like it. None of them clarified it. In English, the simple word assume can be broken up into making an ass of you and me. I think we've all seen it. Now, once this happened in my house, and it's painful just to recollect it, I took the permission of both my kids. So my daughter, Manisha, was literally crying. She had come into the bedroom and she was seated there. And we were talking to her and she said, I don't want to do medicine. She had already done the entrance exam. She had already dropped out for 1 year. She was studying for medicine. She went to Akash. And then she also went for an internship with Emmanuel Hospital Association. And then she came back and did the competitive exams. I think she did pretty well, but she didn't even want to look at the scores. And she was crying and saying, I don't want it because you are forcing me. I'm doing it. I was saying, no, Manisha, you were the one. I thought you were interested. She said, no, why do you think I was interested? You were the one who wanted me to do it. I thought you were the one who I was fulfilling your dream. And then my wife butted in, and then my son also came in for the discussion. We said, yours is a separate discussion, you go away. But it was a very traumatic moment. And then we didn't know what to do. We had to recover her career. By that time, by the way, I had taken a lot of career sessions, and I had taken a lot of parenting sessions also. But here was a crisis in my own family. Then I had a default option. Many times you go for a default option when one option doesn't go well. We don't even plan for plan B. I made her go to my old college and do economics. But after that, what? And then I was trying to tell her MBA. So she did her in 12th standard, 11th and 12th, she had taken MBPC, which we thought was a very smart decision. But now we're wondering, why did she do both? It was an early sign of indecisiveness. Then 1 year, tried medicine, did not work out, went into BA economics. After that, what? I was pushing her MBA to do MBA in HR, but she was going through the motions, and she didn't get the scores that she got the previous year without studying. And then, unbeknownst to us, she had done her CLAT CLAT and got a fantastic score, got into the best private law institute, and then gradually revealed it to us, OP Jindal University in Sonepet, Haryana. And then we talked, and then we realized that, all along she had this desire. She loved law. This is a true thing that happened to Manisha. I learned so much in parenting over those few years. It was not one discussion. I tried to dramatize it, but it was many painful discussions. It's very important. Your parent and child, it is not a parent versus a child thing. It's not that. It is parents with children. Both of you bring the important things to the table. Your parents, what is the definition of a parent? For me, a parent is one who has been the path before and has failed and succeeded and knows what works, does not work. And a child is one who has the whole world before him or her. And this is a devastating combination. I'm telling you, parents and child, if you're both on the same thing, if you're with each other, the sky is the limit. You have to learn, work out a way in which to discuss this. A Cold War is not the solution, or just some angry words at each other is not the solution. Whatever the situation in your family, you have to get together and you have to talk. Talk today. If you have not talked, parents, if you have not talked to your children, if you have not talked to your parents, do it today. I beg you, because it worked in my family. My son was a different cup of tea. He made sure that we talked about it. And how did he make sure? After his 10th, we thought that he was not interested in mathematics. So we went and got the admission form for CEC for his inter or 11th and 12th. And when he saw the form, he just tore it into pieces in front of my eyes. It was like a slap in my face. He said, no, I want to do maths. He said, your marks, Deepak, your marks. He said, yeah, don't just look at my marks and decide my career. My marks may not reveal the interest that I have. Again, it was several decisions, but he made the choice. And then he went on to do his engineering. I never thought, because I was not engineering material, I assumed, as of you and me, right? Assumed that my son was not engineering material. I assumed that he didn't like it, but he went on to do engineering. And then now he's doing his post-graduation in mechanical engineering in Boston. He thought, and he did it all on his own, including the loan papers, everything he worked out on his own, just because we had learned by then to give him the freedom. Now, I just want to say, see, there are different extremes, styles of parenting. This helicopter kind of parenting where you're pampering your children, whatever they say they would want. No, that's not the solution. You have to sit and talk, but it's not any one person making the decision. It is both making the decision. And parents, to you, I very specially want to tell you that Psalm 127, 4-5 is a very misunderstood verse. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward, a gift from him. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior, are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. Many parents are thinking that my children are my property and I will decide where to shoot the arrow. It's biblical. It's my decision. I'm the head of the home. No. Please. I just want to go a little deeper into this verse. There's more to it. Don't just read it at the superficial value. There's more to an archer. There's a great responsibility to the one who has the arrow and the bow. It's a great responsibility. Let me tell you, when you are holding the arrow and the bow, firstly, you have to make sure that your feet are stable. You're slowly and steadily, you're building a stable environment. That is your responsibility. Oh, you parent who's holding the bow, and I'm talking to both dad and mom, you have to make a stable environment in your house. Many houses, children's career gets totally lost because, there is not a stable environment at home. So they can't even discuss, because the environment at home itself is chaos. It's not stable. It's your duty, parents. Please make sure that first of all, you create a stable environment. You can't shoot the bow and arrow unless you're on solid ground and you're stable. And your foundation should be the word of God. The next thing you have to do is you have to look at your stance. Where are you shooting the arrow? And, you don't hold the arrow tight and not let go. It's very gently guiding. If you see the thing, it's the fingers against the arrow. You shift, you look at the target, you shift, and you are just holding the arrow and the bow in such a way that your stance is right in the sight of the Lord. By the way, if you want to be a good archer, you should go to the coach who knows, who can see your stance and predict where your arrow is going to land. He can see that. Parents, which means that you have to go and spend long hours of prayer with the Almighty coach, and that is God Himself. He gave you that gift and He will teach you how to parent. So you should keep shifting. You should be flexible. Don't be very rigid. Once you created that stability, next, within that stability, you have to be flexible, shift, and get the right stance. Then look at the arrow. Having you at shoulder level is not an easy thing. A guy who doesn't do exercise like me will find myself breathless. But you have to hold the arrow and like that. You have to stretch. You have to strain, you have to stretch. And what does it mean when you're straining and you're stretching so much? It means you have to make sacrifices. You have to stretch all your resources. You have to stretch all your time, your patience, your energy, everything. It is a sacrifice guiding your children in the career. And lastly, then you search, you look at the target, you do a lot. Many parents don't know. They say, I don't know anything about careers. I don't know anything about technology. I don't know anything about millennials. I don't know what. No. You have to search. You have to struggle. You have to search. Some parents call me up and say, Pramod, you're in HR. I'm a pastor. So just get my son a job. That is an easy way. There's no magic pill. I think Selena said that. I think Peter Samuel, Anna said that. Everyone said that. You have to struggle, and it should be a joint search, struggle, search, and then there's a period of soaring. So that is the meaning of the arrow and the bow. And when your quiver is full of them, you're blessed. You should be stable. You should have the right stance. You should sacrifice, and you should soar. One last thing I will tell you, there is very popular seminars going around the world, and it is like how to move kids from backpack, which is your college life or your campus life, to briefcase, which is your corporate life, backpack to briefcase. I want to tell you that I've seen in our situation, among the people that I've met in the last few years, 3 vital mistakes when we move from backpack to briefcase. First of all, marks are important, but it's not the number one priority. Parents just stress on the marks. No, you should make sure that they get an education, not just marks. I'm telling you, for 30 years, I've been to I know you'll guess my age, but I've been to the campus, and we hesitate to take the toppers because they're not well-rounded personalities sometimes. Marks are not everything. Make sure they get an education. The other thing is, I see a lot of parents think their responsibility is over if they migrate their kids to a foreign university. Foreign universities are good, but just don't blindly do it. Don't have the blind assumption that anything abroad is better than anything here. Don't teach everyone to have a broad mind. What I mean is a broad mind. Migration is not the answer to all your things. You should still build a career. You should still have. I've heard parents saying, I'll send them off to USA. Doesn't matter what career they have. As long as they're in USA, they're taken care of. That's bad parenting. I'm just folding my hands and telling you the truth. That's a mistake in parenting. Marks priority, migration priority. And lastly, when they're making career decisions, it's not about money. It's about what they love to do. It's about what their aptitude is. It's about what their personality is all about. It's about what really can make a meaningful change in the world. It's not a money decision. Everyone thinks that job is all about money. And so you get more money here, you take it, your decision is easy. It's not that. These are three mistaken priorities. Last slide, and I'll close and then hand it over. I just made a list of what are the things that you need to teach your children in the backpack to briefcase journey. Hard skills are the qualifications that they get. And that's something you can't do apart from putting them in the right education stream. But what you can do in your house, in your home is the better word than house. You can build the right soft skills. So I'm quickly going to rattle off because there's less time. These are things valued in the profession. Integrity is valued. I'm telling you, I guarantee you it is valued. Don't think in a secular world, integrity is not there, it's valued. Communication skills are valued. This is what you can teach at home. And very often I'm saying that this is not being taught at home. You have to be the role model. Your professionalism, the whole thing about treating people professionally, treating people equally, making the right commitments and keeping them. And then emotional intelligence is something else you can teach them at home. A positive attitude will stand you in good stead. In these 1.5 years of lockdown, I'm telling you, the guys with a positive attitude are achieving so much. This is what you can teach your kids at home. And the kids, this is what you also should learn. Problem-solving abilities and skills are great value in the workplace. If you have this, you've got it. I'm telling you, you're going to have whatever career it is, you're going to have a great career. And then it's all about team. Your education system teaches you sometimes that it's individual brilliance, but no, team skills, collaboration is what you can teach in the family, right from family prayer onwards. And lastly, and I'll close, it's very important that you have a work ethic. Coming on time, going on time, completing things on time, having that focus, teaching the right way to research things. These are all aspects of work ethic. All these things, parents and children, you can't get it much in a university. You can get this at home. So this is what happens. This is the beautiful outcomes of a parent-child balancing. And all the best to you, parent and children. We'll have longer seminars on this, but handing it over to you, John Wesley, and the stupendous job that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pramod. It's been a privilege hearing you. Thank you for so beautifully crystallizing years of your tacit knowledge out of your own experience and beautifully presenting that in 15 minutes. Thank you for all those inputs. The launch was successful and we had a wonderful launch.